I'm Melva Little. I'm the superintendent principal at Fort Splash Schools. After I became superintendent, my counselor asked me, she said, Melva, what is your goal for our students? And my response to her was, I want to make sure that they're employable when they leave our school. Now then, that sounded like a really good thing, and as a first-year superintendent, I thought, oh my, what in the heck am I going to do? That's where we came in with High Plains Technology Center.
The partner schools are those schools which the patrons of those communities have made a commitment financially through a tax levy to be a member of our district, of the High Plains Technology Center district. That district covers all of parts of 4 or 5 counties. A lot of our local identity is still vocational.
We came up with a plan, and the plan, we had 3 responses. Students, number 1, could take concurrent classes if they had a high enough ACT, or they could go to the Technology Center, or they could do both.
My name's Jacob Whitley, and I'm a senior at Fort Splash High School. I'm a part of the welding program at the High Plains Technology Center. Whenever we went and toured it, I found that I really liked the welding and I could see a career out of it.
I'm Lindy Williams and I'm a senior. My career tech program is health careers, and then I'm minoring in phlebotomy and veterinary assistant technician. I always knew I was going to go to be a vet, but I never knew what job I was going to get while I was in college, so I were able to get the phlebotomy, where I can now go be a phlebotomist in any hospital.
My name is Isaac Whitley, and I am a senior at Fort Splash High School. I'm in the automotive tech program. I first heard about career tech from my sister. She was in the health program, and she would always come home every day and tell me how much she enjoyed it, and I've always looked forward to it since then.
Actually, the savings to sending my students to career tech would be just right at the salary of one teacher. Patrons of my district pay in for us to be able to go to the Technology Center. As a superintendent, you look at is, am I utilizing dollars? Am I making sure that I have enhanced my children's skills as well as possible? Therefore, if I didn't send 100% of my students there, I would be wasting their dollars. I have 28 of my kids participate in career tech. That is 100% of my kids.
I did get the numbers back that there's only like 4 schools in the state that have ever had 100%. So I would say this: it takes a lot of local buy-in, and when I say local buy-in, that's where they've made that commitment. Their administration there, in conjunction with their school board, has said our kids need to have an opportunity. We want every one of our kids to have an opportunity to leave high school with a certification, steps towards a degree, so that they are ready to go to work.
Since that first year, once those students went, when they came back, I would say the first month, they were so glad they were there. They were not frightened anymore of going to another school. They were taken out of their comfort zone, and it just worked. And parents have been so supportive.
I think actually getting to go to the vet clinic and getting that hands-on experience, and that's what we were worried about as parents, like, what if we pay for all this schooling and then she gets to hands-on experience and she hates it, So I think the fact that she got to go in and do the hands-on experience and she absolutely loved it. I mean, I think she's just ready to go get her vet degree and continue on there.
With Jacob, during his junior and senior year, he knew he had to make good grades in order to continue with High Plains. So he went from struggling at a C to his junior and senior year making straight A's. He's just, he's not a kid that wants to sit in a classroom and, he's hands-on. which, math is a struggle for him, but if you can show him something, then he's able to get it. He doesn't realize it, but he's measuring things for welding, and, he went and took a test and got certified in welding. I mean, he's just doing remarkable. He's using math every day, but I don't tell him that.
What colleges are struggling with, what we're struggling with, and, let's find where that kid can learn. Let's teach to where they can learn. Let's do that, because the retention of the learner is a much bigger problem. I can't think there's not a program at High Plains Technology Center or in the career tech system that doesn't put it to where the rubber meets the road. It's applicable. It's what they're doing. If you make it applicable, that's a better employee. They understand that math, that science, that English to go apply to what they're doing. And that's what in High Plains, we work really hard on that. That's something that we focused on the last 10 years, correlating that to where the kid understands, or the young adult understands, I'm doing math when I'm looking at that micrometer. I'm doing English when I'm writing the bill out or making a statement or a quote for somebody.
I'll be honest, I really didn't enjoy school before VOTEC, but waking up and knowing I'm going to go to automotive or High Plains that day makes me really want to come, because I really enjoy that class. I mean, you're hands-on all day. And then for after high school, you get a lot of hands-on experience there, and they teach you a bunch of different stuff, so it shows you really what to do after high school.
But it's changed my outlook on being in school and, not going to school. Say like with college, with me, I'm not a college kind of guy. I'm just gonna go straight into the workforce, and with my welding certificate, I think that will really help me be able to really get out there and see a lot of stuff and be able to do what I like.
I am actually on my second round of clinicals. I did clinicals for veterinarian assistant, and I went to Woodward Animal Hospital, and now I'm in my phlebotomy clinicals, where I'm at Buffalo Clinic and Laverne Clinic. My vet I did all during my High Plains hours. It was just 3 hours every morning, but my phlebotomy, because you have to have more hours, every Thursday I miss school to go to clinicals all day.
I started teaching in the fall of 1971. This is my 51st year in education. From experience in being a mother and a grandmother and a great-grandmother, you want all of your family to have benefits out there, and I take that same philosophy to schools. Because in today's society, statistics show us in Oklahoma that 5% of the population out there, the work population, needs the 4-year college degree, where the greater number that is needed is the associate's degree and the career tech certifications. And to me, any small school that has access, you got small numbers of kids, but yet you have one teacher teaching multiple grades, you need that. I mean, you need that for your school, you need that for your kids. The kids need it. And High Plains has been a great partner with us on giving the kids the education that they have to offer, along with what we have to offer, plus the kids that want to continue into college. The state of Oklahoma has made it possible that students can take college classes during high school.
When Kaylee was a senior in high school, she had to get her clinical hours. And she did her clinical hours through Dr. Olive in Woodward. And with her concurrent classes and doing her clinical hours through High Plains and associated with Fort Supply School, guiding her in the direction that she needed to go, she's only 9 hours away from an associate's degree in less than 2 years.
This semester, I am enrolled in 9 hours of concurrent classes, which is almost a full-time student while I am a high school student and going to High Plains. So how that works is I go to my High Plains 3 times in the morning, and the school has allowed me to have an hour during the school week in order to have time to work on my concurrent classes and make sure I stay caught up.
It's nice to see, like, we have a few kids that get certified in welding. We have several kids that go on into construction that I've actually started all them in here, and they just expand on farther into that. We go through animal science, and we've had kids that continue on through the vet field and continue through that way.
We are partners with High Plains. The communication between the administration at High Plains and our school is phenomenal. What else could you want from my kids? Now then, high school, definitely. You have to have that high school diploma. That is your foundation. Going to High Plains is kind of like adding the frosting to the cake.
The number of workers that are out there available to go to work is so minuscule, so minimal anymore. We've seen a shift from the company side. They're more willing to take a chance on a 18, 19, 20-year-old young man or lady that's willing to go to work to come in and be able to have that opportunity. When they graduate for supply, if they choose to go to college, great. I mean, that's something that we echo every day, that, hey, you want to go on and do that 4-year degree, get your master's, whatever, go on and do it. But these kids are ready to go to work. They've got a certification that they can go to make a living wage the day they graduate.
I plan on getting a welding job and pursuing my life with welding. The Career Tech has helped me do that with training me and showing me how to weld. And just a couple weeks ago, I had a pipe test, and passing that test gives me my certificate. So say I do want to contract my own welding company out, I have that certificate to show them and to prove them that I can weld.
My plans after graduation is I'm going to go to Northwestern Oklahoma State University, and I will have a job at the hospital in Alva for a phlebotomy, and I will then graduate with a major in chemistry with a minor in biology and go to Oklahoma State University Veterinarian School and get my doctorate of veterinary medicine.
My plans after graduation is I'm going to attend the Wind Tech at the High Plains.
That's what we do each and every day. Our people go, they are, that business and industry side is focused on not only customized training, but then our standard blocks of training that we do all the time to existing businesses that are out there. Our WIN program started with a grant. It was $1 million grant, a federal grant, some years back, 12, 13 years ago, actually, before I got here. And I think the best part of that thing and what we now do is we're number one in the North America in GWO training. You're talking about a top 3 or 4 trainer in the world, a number one in the North Americas, and it started with that $1 million grant we received from the federal government 13 years ago. And a lot of those things don't work. But I think the tenacity and the people that are in Northwest Oklahoma, the way we roll, we don't waste those dollars. We took them, and they've grown exponentially for the last 10 years. And currently we turn out about 40 students that have never worked in the wind industry the day they come into us. We turn out about 40 a year. That's 20 in the fall, 20 in the spring, that go to work. And then about every 11 days, we roll about anywhere from 20 to 40 people through here on existing training. So we've kind of taken that to just a whole nother level. I can't pat my guys and gals on the back enough. And in this institution, I tell them all the time, it starts the minute somebody walks in the door, and it's when they leave with that certification. And everybody that touches any part of this building in between, from my housekeeping staff all the way to that person that's actually doing the training, it matters.
One thing that I still feel very, very passionate about is that I know when my students leave Fort Supply schools and High Plains that they are employable. I have a student that just has been certified in welding. I have a phlebotomist here already at school. They've already gone through the training and they've been certified in that training. I see that my students have a future. I see that they can make a living for their families. And I see that we're taking care of them. And that's probably one of the biggest thrills as an administrator that you can see is that they can do it. And High Plains has helped us do that.